That ugly creek ends tonight, old man. We own this neighborhood now. That is what the HOA president screamed while 16 cement trucks rolled into a retired plumber's backyard at 3 in the morning. They poured concrete into his natural creek, buried the water, buried wildlife, buried his property. She laughed and said his little cottage was dragging down million-dollar home values. She fined him for grass, for his mailbox, for trees she had cut without permission. She called him poor, called him outdated, called him crazy for defending a creek older than the neighborhood itself. But Ezra just sat on his porch drinking coffee, watching, waiting, because while Karen thought she was fighting an old man, she was fighting a man who spent 30 years understanding water. He warned them, block a creek and pressure goes somewhere else. They mocked him. Then rain came. At first it was puddles, then cracked driveways, flooded basements, million-dollar lawns turning into swamps. And Karen still blamed him. She sent threats, smashed his equipment, spread flyers calling him unstable, tried to bribe him with $50,000 to leave. He refused, because Ezra was building something bigger. Evidence, engineers, federal investigators, neighbors turning against the HOA. Then the storm hit. For inches of rain and hours, the concrete channel exploded with water. Foundations shifted, pool decks cracked, luxury homes started sinking, and live on TV, Karen ran through floodwater screaming at Ezra, "This is your fault." Then, in front of news cameras, her own foundation split, her white BMW floated away, and an EPA officer stepped forward and said, "This disaster was caused by illegal destruction of a protected waterway." Silence, then panic. Federal fines, $2.8 million. Homes condemned. The HOA board removed. Karen lost her mansion. The creek was restored by court order. And the old plumber everyone mocked became the hero who saved the neighborhood. Because he never fought with anger. He fought with patience, with truth, with physics. And he proved something terrifying. Power without wisdom destroys itself. Nature always remembers. And quiet men are often the most dangerous to betray. But here is what people still argue about. Did Ezra know the storm would wipe them out? Or did he set a trap and let arrogance walk into it? Because what investigators found under those million-dollar homes months later was even worse than the flood. And when Karen learned who Ezra really called before the storm, she nearly collapsed. Justice always arrives, sometimes with handcuffs, sometimes with rain. Wait until you hear what happened after the federal agents dug up the neighborhood. Comment Team Ezra or Team Karen. Subscribe now, because in the next story, justice gets even louder.